This is why I say, dude, I'm just getting blackpilled, man. Vaush, fucking Hassan, Mike from Pay, all these high-profile socialists, man. All these high-profile socialists justifying keeping all of their money for themselves, never donating. Well, except for Vaush on charity. Vaush on charity is based, but never making every excuse to keep every penny they have. Fucking crazy.
But when it comes,
the funny thing about this, like the reason why I know,
what is the normal post-grad U.S. wage?
he doesn't actually feel this way is because he's trying to signal to his audience that I'm an idiot. But the reality is like, well, like, no offense, but if Vaush is a mini me, right? What do you do when you see like dumb fucks online that are really loud? You want to talk to them because like those are the best conversations. Because if I can find some guy that's really confident in his positions, it's super loud about him online, I'm about to get a 300,000 view YouTube video roasting and grilling the fuck out of them on my stream, right? That's what you do to people. Well, I mean, like that's what we do, right? We're debate bros. I mean, Vaush is a mini me, and I started the whole. Well, I don't think I started debate bro culture, but I was a big contributor to it.
He also said it was just this so far this year. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Good for
I was a dedicated
August.
e-poster, then I started meeting dumb fuck e-posters in DGG and found out about Amos Yee and then that Anna was a e-poster and that broke the straw. Now I'm a Pepe extremist. Fuck Yee and fuck all of you. Pepe wins.
Okay, I'll just ban you.
So the idea that he would like simultaneously sit there and be like, oh, Destiny's just, I've intellectual outpaced him. He's really wrong. He's really dumb. But I can't engage with it anymore. Those communities are just, it's too much. Like he's just, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, if your ideas are so great, why can't you debate me? And like this was going on for years. Like they were horrible. If you care about like harassing people, which I try not to do, you know, these people postured themselves as like the intellectual gatekeepers.
I'm sorry, dude. You got a meme when he says I try not to do. He's talking about harassing people on old Vaush. Kind of funny. Kind of funny, dude. Kind of funny, dude. Kind of funny.
The universe, dude. And now, and I'm going to be a little bit conceited here because I've debated Sargon twice and I know for a fact he got really fucking mad after the last debate that I had with him. He was feeling real good after the first one. That's probably what made him do the second one. And he was feeling real bad after that second one, okay? That's why he didn't make a video on it. I'm going to assume this is largely about me, okay? So how fucking pathetic of you to posture as these debate lords for years. And then a couple people on the left actually start engaging in debate and all of you back the fuck off. It's actually a really, really smart survival strategy on your part because none of you stand a fucking chance against, not just me, anyone who has done any amount of research on any of the subjects you guys talk about. The moment you get rid of the inherent power differential that is associated with like tiny little left tubers arguing with Big Daddy Sargon or whatever, the moment you get rid of that fear and intimidation, you guys collapse like a house of cards and you run away.
I just think it's kind of funny.
The position that I have on
Jesus, man, is this his Joker moment?
this now is like discussion of him is banned on Discord and Reddit and also here in the chat because I just don't care anymore. We spent entirely too long being concerned with the opinion that he and his community have had. Any drama farmers, any clip chimps, any drama frogs, whatever, you're all going to get banned. Not because you side with Destiny.
How long will this one last, guys?
Attention. I do not care anymore. Vaush, if you were to choose Mike from PA or Destiny, I still think Mike from PA is way more of a joke than Destiny, but I unironically think they're starting to converge. I actually do believe that. I do genuinely believe that. Also, to be fair, I don't think Mike has ever done anything as heinous as like passively legitimize Lauren Southern. That, like, in terms of like moral character.
Oh, we gotta watch his criticism of Shoe on Head later, by the way, guys.
That was a rolling contradiction
and like intelligence,
with what he's
obviously
saying right
Mike
here
from PA
with
is like
Lauren
digging
Southern.
out of a ditch, but yeah, I don't know. Eventually, You never know.
Cool.
Yeah, or the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, or the blocking all trans people on Twitter stuff, or the left and the right share equal amounts of disinformation stuff, or yeah, all that. It seems like a lot of harm being done there. Do I still respect? Oh no, I don't respect Destiny at all. To be fair, it's not just that I dislike him. I actively think he's like, unironically, kind of a stupid.
I watched that.
Like dumb fuck now. The kind of like statements that he makes about the left belie such an incredible emotional bias against them that it's compromised his ability to think clearly. It's not just. It's not that he's like actually like dumb or what. I'm sure he's a smart guy, of course, but his engagements with the left have revealed that he's so terminally online with regards to them that like.
To be fair. To
Mine
fight with the
Discord,
left, you
not
have to be
yours.
terminally online because they really only exist online.
He's just turned into like a centrist both sides are, you know? And it's pretty fucking weird that you get more angry with like 1,000-follower trans Twitter accounts than you would with like the architects of white nationalism in the West.
Now, it's funny that he says that because there's actually two big ways to push back here. One is that factually, I've spent like, I think the reason why my career even took off was debating alt-righters. That was literally like my whole call to fucking fame, okay? Like my whole, well, fame, whatever. Like that was the thing that made me the most popular for doing online debates. Number one. Number two, let's say that was true. If we go by who is affected by what, right? I don't actually have much like negative fallout in my life from white nationalists, but I have a fuck ton of negative fallout in my life from like leftists that try to constantly get my life destroyed online. Even if I was like only focused on left-leaning people, would that really be that insane? Like, wouldn't that kind of be expected? Like if I were to go to some poor person who lives in the fucking ghetto and be like, hey, what do you think about Afghanistan? And they're like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, oh, really?
Or is it just me?
So you're more concerned with your fucking Nikes than you are about the lives of people in Afghanistan?
I don't know. It might not. Maybe because earlier we had a lot more spicy drama.
Right? Could I really get away with saying that, or would people be like, Destiny, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, obviously, like people are gonna care. It's approximate.
So waiting on that Vaush super PAC, by the way. Yeah, we'll see. I was told he said some shit like it would be really hard for him to get it done because of the similar things that happened to Destiny with the Mike Gravel shit, or not Gravel. What's it? Grudgel? Mike Cudgel? Grudgel? Whatever.
Thing, like, what do you mean? Like, come on, let's be a little bit reasonable. But and then also, just for your viewing pleasure, because this, I noticed that like once you don't like me, basically you get to do like all of the you get to like bring out any attack against me you want.
Destiny and Dylan argued for about 3 hours, and there was basically nothing distinguishing Destiny's behavior from that of a common victim blamer. His arguments were bad, if eloquently delivered. He came in to discredit and attack Kat. He did so with all the standard tropes. You know, she strung him along.
The only bad guy
Mike
here is
Gravel
Rapestiny.
Grudgel?
Destiny's community. Interesting.
Long by not being forthcoming about his harassment. She's clout sharking, you know. She actually liked him, so he got mixed signals. Yeah, he actually said it was woman tactics at one point. At one point, he actually said, if you're a victim of workplace sexual harassment, you have power over your boss. Like if your boss harasses you and you're a woman, which that is some content creator skull if I've ever heard it. But no, he said that. That's not me misascribing. Yeah. Anyway, it ended with essentially Destiny blaming Kat, saying that Kat was the manipulator.
Old clips that sound
he was
like
making
Twitter
conspiratorial
Destiny.
arguments that he was doing this in his chat too, that all of this was being orchestrated for like clout sharking.
What time is it?
Kat
Did
just
you
wanted to farm
didn't
attention,
timestamp
and that
it,
Dylan was doing
Android?
this to knock off competitors, and yeah, this is textbook woman manipulation. Yeah, his arguments were like really bad. They were also largely tangential because like 2 hours of the convo were spent on whether or not
49 minutes.
Kat receiving wake-up phone calls from Primecayes.
That's what you meant. I thought you said it was
evidence of
lasting
some kind
40.
of mutual romantic interest, which is kind of tangential, right? Because the real question is, did Primecayes behave inappropriately? But Destiny's interest seemed more to be delegitimizing Kat's concerns by insinuating that Primecayes was perhaps justified, or at the very least felt he was justified in behaving the way that he did. Anyway, it was just standard victim blamey stuff. And even if his broader prescriptions...
I think that does provide delegitimacy to their claims for sure. Because when people are trying to paint somebody as being a morally dubious character, whether or not it is reasonable for the character with which they're trying to paint to do the actions that we believe to be condemnable from their perspective will affect whether or not we believe that they are worthy of moral condemnation. I would personally argue, as many people in my chat and many humans agree, Prime was not worthy of moral condemnation outside of just being cringe. Right? He's not worried. There is no excess moral condemnation to be given there. Whether or not, from his perspective, he knew certain information, or he was privy to certain information, or he had certain capabilities that he clearly did not, and we can demonstrate that he doesn't have outside of it. Like, let's be honest, and I hate saying this because I really like Prime. His social skills are dog shit. Like, horrible. His social skills are fucking worse than mine. It's really fucking bad, dude. So, and I mean, this is demonstratable off or on stream and obviously off stream. So, I mean, it fits really within the pattern of behavior. The issue starts coming like when you see literal people interacting with Kat in her real life saying, yeah, she does not act like this in real life. In real life, she is the most confident, like bombastic, or maybe not. I don't think bombastic was what people use. Confident and like clear and concise person that they knew. And then when they went on the stream, they did not look like the person that they knew, and shit like that. Like these inconsistencies in comparison to like Prime, you know, and shit like that. Those are things like where they've addressing by and large part, but like not like Prime. Prime was being fucking Prime.
Being correct, he would have still been wrong. I'll explain why really quickly, okay? So imagine...
It seems like a lot of people have this issue advice. I mean, I would say probably just connect with them, right? If somebody is ignorant of what they're doing, how could they be a bad person for doing it, right? So like, if, I don't know, if I'm just going through, traffic, normally, or what have you, and somebody runs out in front of my car, in between two fucking cars, so I can't see them, like in between two fucking cars, they run out in front of my car, I fucking clap them and kill them. Are you gonna give me the same moral condemnation as if I literally saw that person walk into the street and I just fucking floored it? No, of course not. It's because in one case I was ignorant of what I was doing, but in the other case I wasn't. I mean, in both cases a person is dead, but nah, come on, man.
All right. Imagine you're on college campus, okay? And a bike gets stolen. And you're like, oh, who stole the bike?
Vaush been
Your
eating
neighbor
too
gets out
many.
and they say, it was the black guy. And you're
Did
like,
something utilitarian memes?
You don't know
Well,
that.
utilitarian memes would say the same thing that I'm saying. Utilitarian memes would say that I'm not worthy of moral condemnation, the same as if I intentionally did it.
Why do you think that? And your neighbor is like, well, the warrior gene that every black male is born with predisposes them to acts of violence, which, of course, property theft is a kind of... And like he goes on. And later, it turns out that actually it was the black guy who stole the bike. Does that affirm...
It seems like you're overly biased over one content creator over the other. What makes you say that, Demsock?
all the arguments that guy made? No, of course it doesn't. So yeah.
I mean, I am, because I think one is more correct than another more often than the other. But I want to know why you think that. Like, where does the bias... Are you trying to say that the bias comes off of my arguments? Because that's the implication from what you're saying. But I would say, yeah, obviously. I would say anybody with eyes, ears, and a literal brain would look at the history of these people and just be disgusted by some of these people's takes. Like, many of Vaush's takes, pretty much every single fucking Mike from PA take, and many of Hassan's takes, if you want to name just those people. And I think many of Destiny's takes, just not as many of Destiny's takes as like other people's takes. I think his takes are more often justifiable, and even I could do it if I wanted to, and I have. They were asking earlier why you're obsessed with Hassan. Who, this person? He's the largest political streamer on the platform. Why wouldn't I be? What do you mean? He's the largest... Wait, I'm a political streamer. Well, more specifically, I'm a drama streamer, right? And I talk about politics a lot, okay? I'm in a political space. Why wouldn't I talk about the #1 political person in the space that I'm in? Consistently, when he's making bad takes and giving bad arguments to the masses. Why the fuck wouldn't I talk about that? I just think the house is not that big of a deal. I agree. I don't know why he's trying to defend it so much. I don't know why he's trying to defend his purchase so much. I agree. I think it's weird that dumb fucks try and defend his purchase so fucking hard that they'll make dumb arguments like, it's just a house. It's not just a house. Okay? You're a fucking moron if you think a $3 million fucking mansion in WeHo is just a house. Okay? It's not just a house. Right? And when they make arguments like, what is he supposed to do? Not buy a house? Of course he can buy a house. Right? This is just straw manning. Yeah, just make better arguments. That would be my argument.
No. Whether or not Destiny's community sides with him in that regard will largely come down to whether or not they appreciate good arguments or the aesthetic of good arguments. So that's the acknowledgement I know everyone wanted to see. It's out of the way. I'm going to spend the rest of the time just talking about all of the information regarding Primecayes. Okay? I know chat's siding with him. I know what his community's like. Trust me. So anyway, let's talk about
future-proofing.
Charitable interpretation for Vaush. I think he is specifically referring to the "this is a woman" manipulation, as in it may be implying something inherent to women, to why he suspects that person is in the wrong, to be analogous to when someone says there is something inherent to black people, to say why he suspects the person is in the wrong.
Sure. I don't disagree with his rhetoric being misplaced. Destiny's rhetoric, excuse me, being misplaced there, being bad. I don't disagree with you. I think you'll often find me criticizing Destiny's rhetoric, especially his friend's Twitter.
No. Whether or not Destiny's community sides with him in that regard will largely come down to whether or not they appreciate good arguments or the aesthetic of good arguments. So that's the acknowledgement I know everyone wanted to see. It's out of the way. I'm going to spend the rest of the time just talking about all of the information regarding Primecayes. Okay? I know chat's siding with him. I know what his community's like. Trust me. So anyway, let's talk about the actual info at hand and waste no more time with this spiteful contrarianism.
Destiny and I have an, I would say interesting relationship, but maybe it's actually not. I think actually it's kind of like really mundane. Like in terms of Twitch politics.
Sure.
That Destiny and I have had.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at our DMs, right? If that ever comes off for some fucking reason, I don't know. But if you look at our DMs,
for sure I could jam.
It's very boring. We don't have some sort of great friendship. We don't have we don't. It's like, I mean, we don't talk like that. Most of our interactions you've seen. Most of our interactions have been streamed. It's been like twice I think I've talked to this man like private, like in like a voice call, privately, right? But most of it you have all experienced with us.
I don't think I've ever talked with Destiny in a private voice call.
Destiny came out swinging.
Has your views on Vaush changed after the black pilled video? Yes, they have.
Not fucking flinging me. He didn't just come in a bat for me. He like he came with an Abrams tank. That's what he came with. That's what Destiny did. Stephen Bonnell. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. But if he didn't do that, then I think a lot of people would not have bothered.
Demsug, I don't know what you're even talking about. I don't know why you're. I'm gonna be honest. I think this is a bit of projection. I think if anything, you're a bit obsessed with Hassan's house. I haven't talked about Hassan's house in a minute. I've referenced it as being funny when talking about his content because he's referenced it. We literally watched a video yesterday where he had like 2 minutes that he was talking about his house. And then so I brought it up then when I was watching him watch it. But
to listen to my response, right? where I did take responsibility for my own actions. I messed up myself. In case you didn't know, I have a lot where I talk about that. It's still up if you want to take a look.
It's not at
But
that level. It's not
he
at a
came
Discord
out.
level
It's
yet,
just-
chat.
He just wrecked house.
To a
Like,
chatter
I don't know
accusing
what
Vaush
to
of
say,
something
like-
else. Wait, of what? I still love Vaush and Destiny to Son. I'm the true omni liberal. Okay. Good thing Destiny defended Prime because he had he was a beer fart and a couple of spitballs and creepy.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't even.
Women. What? Is
So,
that a saying?
I don't know. He didn't have to do that. The guy's a fucking millionaire. And who am I, right? Again, I'm not some, like, we don't have this great friendship behind the scenes, right? We tell each other our stories or anything, right? I like to be friends. That'd be cool. Be nice, maybe. I don't know. But like, we like, that's not our relationship for you, the audience, to understand. But you might not have known that. if
Apple
you saw the way
Black.
he was
I don't know what that is. Is that a
Might not have
meme,
known that.
Greed?
They just did it anyway. So, the next time you guys want to come and complain at me that Destiny had some terrible take, and what do you think? Well, actually, I'll probably agree with you. Because as I told Destiny in our DMs, I privately thanked him for what he did for me. And I let him know that the next time he has a dog shit take, I'm going to call him on it. Nothing changes there. Nothing changes there. And you'll see me get like super fucking frustrated like I usually do when Destiny's here. I'll get super goddamn frustrated with everything he's saying. And I'll like interrupt other guests. Like, no, shut up. I gotta yell at Destiny. Fuck you, Steven. I'll do that. I will do that. Promise you I'm gonna do that. But thank you, Destiny. If he had not done that, people would not have listened to my message. When there's a streamer, another streamer.
Wait, that's my best comment that I have seen, dude. Destiny defended Prime because of the whites only panel. Destiny wanted access again to the whites only panel.
Making accusations against me, serious accusations against me, and they have a platform that is 10 times my size. I think I'm a big shit. I'm not a big shit.
He's trying to defend his white brothers and sisters, One Avenue. The one thing they got, all right? They ain't got much. They got this one thing, and he's defending it, all right? He's staking his claim.
I'm not a big streamer. I don't know where people got that from. I'm not. But there's another streamer is making accusations against me 10 times my size, right? And then I go on of my channel, which is an order of magnitude smaller. How does my message get out? Most people would not hear it, and most people would not care to find it, and simply draw conclusions. If it wasn't for Destiny. So, I don't know. Thank you, Dad. Yeah, I've done it in private already, and he's probably not gonna watch this. Like, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares like that. That seems to be his personality. I don't think he. But thank you.
The other day, did you know, this is, by the way, I'm totally poisoning the well here, but did you know while debating with Lance was making the argument that like Google was still like reactionary or whatever, okay? Lance pointed out that at Google, you need to get a legal name change if you're trans for your name card to be updated. So if you're a trans lady and you've got Michael on your name card, like you need a legal name change for them to confirm the change in the thing. And Destiny, I swear to God, I actually looked, I did double check to make sure it's real. Destiny, he said, is that really a big deal?
How can you, wait, first of all, I wonder if you watched this whole debate, how can you summarize that so incorrectly?
How someone identifies themselves on a name badge versus a security protocol to get into the building. But once you're inside the building, is it okay to be wearing a name badge, in your opinion, that says a name that you choose, not your dead name?
I would have to know specifically like the protocol of how their badges
So
work.
once again, I'll say this because we looked this up independently. I think this is another issuance of Lance throwing shit because he's a dumb fuck lefty that just looks at headlines. That's it. He threw this. Because if he looked it up, because a lot of Destiny's pushback was a pushback that I think is somewhat reasonable and predictable. If you're security at a company, okay, because Lance, I don't even think knew that it was a security contractor independent of Google, and if he did, that's worse for him to not look this up. And it's worse for him to not bring it up. It looks very dishonest. But anyway, the independent security contractor for Google right? That this independent security contractor, he did no research into it, because if he did a little bit of research, he could have easily countered Destiny point, which is just like, yeah, it's pretty like fair to say that a security company might require you to use a state name for like your badges or what have you to be able to get through security. This is pretty standard shit. I imagine this. It's not a complete counter to his argument, but it's a really good point in opposition. I believe we looked it up, the CIA and the NSA just let you change your name. You just got to walk up to somebody and be like, yo, I want to change my name. And they'll be like, all right, bet. And they'll just get you a new fucking ID badge. And then, boom, your name is changed. Right? So the idea that you need it for security, which was being pushed, isn't really there. However, if Destiny wanted to make a counter to this, what you could make the argument of is maybe they're stretched for resources. Maybe it's not a super easy thing to do. And one of the only reasons why like high security places like national security are able to do it is because of their like unlimited budgets. That would be like a counter you could have. But Lance didn't even come prepared to have that conversation. He didn't even come prepared, because if he did, he would have had that easy to fucking see argument. But he didn't come prepared. He looked at a headline and then ran with it. I'm a trans woman. It's not a spicy take that you need a legal name security badge. It's not that big of a deal. Right. And so that's where my position, I was like, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Right. We looked it up. It seems like the CIA doesn't really care. Change your name. You're good. I think it was the CIA or the NSA or both of them. They were like, yo, if you want, not even necessarily if you're trans, if you just want to change your fucking name, they'll let you change your fucking name. They'll get you a new ID badge and everything, right? It's not like they're going to lose track of who you are. And that's probably has to do with the resources, and you could do yada whatever bullshit, and then, you can argue it there. But he wasn't even ready to have that conversation. If he wanted to, he can make Destiny look worse in that conversation if he literally did the smallest bit of fucking research. But he didn't.
To really like know that, because like in my corporate experience, in my environment experience at the casino, and this is all I have to go on, I could be wrong.
Stop being ableist towards Lance. He's ashamed. He's just ashamed he can't read. Hey, listen, dude. I don't know how to punctuate, so maybe I could hide behind that one. Anyway, I think with the dead name stuff, I think Vaush is thinking in terms of ethics, and Destiny is thinking in terms of practicalities. Probably just a misunderstanding between both. No, I don't think you can frame it as a misunderstanding when somebody's trying to morally condemn another person, right? Over this shit. We always, when we're talking about politics, have to think in practicalities. We can't just go, well, guess what, dude? We're not working as the end game society, so therefore everybody's an immoral piece of shit. No, that's not how it goes, right? And we can't just flip-flop between systems. We're always talking about practicalities. That's what we always have to talk about when we're talking about the moral condemnation of another individual. If you're not talking about practicalities and you're talking about the moral condemnation of another individual, then literally you're just not practicing morality properly, period. Because some people cannot obviously be ethical in their life. For instance, we think it's pretty unethical to buy certain goods that use X, Y, and Z labor or have X, Y, and Z hiring practice. We think it's pretty not good to be able to participate in those markets. Let's say, Walmart fucking shirts, right, is my go-to, buying shirts at Walmart or whatever, because of the labor practices that are necessary to get it to you for those low prices. A poor person can't afford to not do that. So when you're not looking at the practicalities, you're not performing a moral, your moral condemnations or your moral extrapolations properly.
Right? It's probably the same scenarios. Like your name badge will usually represent like areas that you can get into or not. So like the color of your badge might matter, or a symbol on the badge might matter. If that can be anything, then people just like switch badges and go wherever the fuck they want. In that case, then no, you can't. But now if these are literally just like fucking like name tags or whatever, well then yeah, I guess you should be able to put whatever name you want on it if it doesn't mean anything. But if these badges are used to like sign into area, yeah, I guess. But like,
so once again, if Lance did just a fucking crumb of research, badges at the FBI, NSA, sorry, I should stick with the ones that I saw. The NSA and the CIA are badges that are used for you to get inside of certain areas, but they allow you to change the badges. Obviously, they don't allow you to just change them instantly. They allow you to change them. I think it was over like a 1 week period. They'll allow you to change them. Like they'll get it to you in a week, right? So, yeah.
My guess is going to be that.
Okay, so would you then think it was kind of hypocritical for them to not allow them to do something so simple as that, and then also use like the gay logo?
Do they use their IDs to swipe in? Do they use their IDs to swipe in for access anywhere?
They do at the NSA and the CIA, and still you can change them. This is why I said if he did a crumb of research, it would have mattered so much, because you can change your names there, and it's necessary for certain clearance inside of certain areas. It's just in these fucking places, it's more often than not, they know your fucking face, and they have a computer system for this. The swipe in is a computer system. So it's not like when you change your fucking name, you change your fucking face, your fucking biometrics, your goddamn fucking social security number and shit. No, they're just like, oh, Todd is, Jake now. Okay, cool. And then they just move on with their fucking shit. They're just like, oh, all right, and then they'll just move on with their fucking shit. That's the way that it works. This is why I was like kind of in the middle, because I didn't really know how this worked specifically, but it seems like, based on what I saw, okay, I could have misread it. I don't think I did. Literally, I went to the fucking site. Yeah, it seems like that's how they do it. I still don't think this fully breaks Destiny's argument, though, because Destiny could simply counter with, well, once again, the only reason why the NSA and the CIA are capable of doing this is because of their resources. Because they have the resources to be able to get you that name badge in a week, because they have the resources to be able to get you all of this shit within a short period of time, because they have the staff on hand to be able to do it. And so that would be seen as a luxury. Yeah, maybe that could be it. Yeah.
I don't know.
If you don't know this, then why are you? Wait, hold on. If you don't know this, why are you talking about this at all? You have no idea what you're talking about. Then you understand that, right?
What do you mean?
You have no idea what you're, because if they do use these.
Yo, Dio, I'm not disagreeing with, who's this? Dio and Walt Disney. I don't disagree with you. The private and the public sector are going to be different, but if he just, these do go against some of the arguments that Destiny's making. Destiny's making arguments, well, it makes sense that if you're swiping to get in, or what have you, that you, or what have you, if you have serious name badges that you would need it to be your legal name. It would make sense. But this isn't necessarily always true. This isn't a true statement, right? If we assume that the data on the NSA and CIA are good, because it seems like it works well enough at the highest levels of security, right? It seems to be working well enough. The answer is yeah. So the question is, like, their discrepancy. Okay, so maybe it's good enough for them, but it's not easy or accessible enough for other people. Maybe it's just right, X, Y, and Z, and then you can take it from there. It moves the conversation forward. Lance did none of this. All Lance did, look up a fucking headline. He didn't even fucking read the goddamn article, and then was like, yeah, okay, they bad. It's fucking cringe.
To swipe in for things, and if these badges are like unique and important, then you would agree then that they probably should.
In somewhere, Toby, I have no idea what that process is. I'm just trying my best to be able to give a counter argument. That's all I'm here to do.
Have their like state.
Don't trans people change their names legally? Yeah, but it's not easy. It's like it's unironically like telling somebody to just get an ID. Like if that was the easiest. So Destiny's argument against this would be like anybody working at Google could probably afford to get a name change, which is true. But like if we're talking to like in general, right, and shit like this, we're talking about, just spending a. If we're talking about in general, at that point, why do we say like voter ID is bad? It's because like it costs money. It's fucking annoying for some people to get. Some people don't know how to get it and shit like that. So it's tough. It's tough. Changing your name on your ID can provide similar problems. Not a lot of people may know the process of doing it. It's probably not an easy process in some places to do it, and some people in some cases might not have the money. And so yeah,
names on them.
I don't know anything about their security protocol badges. I'm talking about name tags. Like,
okay, but do they use
that's what the email sent?
But do they use their name? Because some people have it's all built in. Like they'll have chips on their like name badges and shit, and they use that to swipe into places. I don't know if people in my chat are just trying to argue or not, because I can't tell. But a lot of people in my chat, and I don't know, and I don't trust them because I know a lot of them don't like it until they'll say dumb shit. But there are a lot of people in my chat saying that you use your badge for entry into different areas and shit. I know I got people that work at Google. I don't know if they, but like if that is the case, then, I mean, yeah, it makes sense that they would have to have the name on their state ID or whatever federal ID that they're recognized as is going to have to be on that badge.
So, like, listen to this, right?
It's used for access to. Otherwise, you could just start giving your badges to people and shit, and people can get into anywhere, right? This is how, like, and it wouldn't surprise.
So he's talking about how there's chips inside of badges, and it makes sense why you might have to have your name on that badge with a chip in it, because otherwise, you know, you could just give your badge to, you know, he'll finish the thought. So he said it makes sense, we'll just focus on what he said. It makes sense that there's a chip in your badge and that you'd have to have your actual name on the badge. That's what he said, right? But we know that there's chips in a lot of badges at the NSA and CIA. So why does it work there at, you know, the highest levels of security, right? So this is a simple counter that can get the conversation going and keep moving. But the problem is Lance is a fucking idiot, didn't look up any of this, also didn't look it up in the middle of the conversation, by the way. And so it gets nowhere from here. And he just gets absolutely annihilated by this argument. I'm not saying that Destiny is wrong on this, once again. Maybe he is. Maybe he would have fucking flatlined once the conversation moved forward. I don't know. But, like, this absolutely could have been something to move the conversation forward if Lance, I dare to say, literally cared about the conversation at all. I don't think he does. I don't think he cares about these fucking, these stories. He's been called out on this shit way too many times to actually, for me, to give him the good faith interpretation that he cares. After the first, like, 1, 2, maybe 3 times, it's like, yeah, okay, maybe you do care, maybe you're just a fucking idiot, but when everybody calls you out on it, and it's like your fucking 5th and 6th time, dude, I just refuse to believe that he actually cares about these things, and he's just doing it for grift cash.
This is like standard protocol, like all like major tech companies, like.
Yeah, and in which case I would agree with you if that was the case.
Okay, but then do you understand that you just staked out a huge position shitting on Google because of one issue that you don't know anything about? This is why I call you spineless.
Right now.
See, like, an easy counter to this as well could be that, okay, if we allow people to change their name on an ID card, what we could have is a separate number that's like a social security number that would be your number for who you are as a person to keep track of instead of a name, right? Your employee 1784655, right? And that never changes, but your name changes because at the end of the day, it's not that your whole identity needs to change if you're trans, right? It's just that, like, there are certain forms of identifiers that are really important, like your name, like your gender, right? That should be changed in order to respect your identity, right? So you would just change that and you can keep your employee number if you wanted to do it this way. And it would still presumably be really secure. And I know the card system tracks that. I know that's what the card system does.
It's not spineless. That would be ignorant. There's a huge difference. Spineless would be me being like, well, I'm just going to back up this position until the end of time, and I'm never going to.
No, but here's what you're doing. You stake out a position on this issue because it suits your ideology and it aligns you well with your ideological side, and you get all the social credit from your. I'm describing exactly what's happening. Yeah. Now I want to read more about this. After arriving on site and being issued the badge with my dead name, I noticed that there were many people on site, both cis and transgender, whose badges did not reflect their legal names. I don't even know. And this was a subcontractor, I guess, with G4S. Oh, it was a security subcontracting firm, G4S. Okay. So he actually worked for security too, but Jesus, so it wasn't even Google itself. It was a subcontractor. Okay, okay, sorry. What's the, it's actually a security officer. Holy shit. My assertion was that if they were ID badges that were used for like secure rooms or secure access, it would make sense that they would need to match like a state ID in order for them to be valid. You can't just change your name to whatever you want it to be. It's gonna have to match some sort of state ID. Also, it wasn't Google, it was a contractor for Google, and it was for people working in security. They were, yeah, this person was literally a security firm subcontracted by Google.
Virtue signaling,
but
and
like,
unbelievably
man, what a horrible.
Yeah, I agree. I think he misused spineless for sure.
Horrible summary of that conversation.
One solution could be registering your new name in the system with your legal name, so your new name is on the badge, but the chip is matching it with your legal name in the system, which is, to my knowledge, how it like works, right? It's not like you're gonna change your name at a security place and they're just gonna go, oh, well, we don't know who this guy is. We have no idea who they are. They changed their name, so they're completely invisible. Like, that's not how, yeah, it works, sure. But like, my whole meme is like, so this would allow for this conversation, this bit of information, this small bit of information would have allowed this conversation to move forward, but just Lance didn't care about the conversation. It was just clear he didn't care.
You get to like bring out any attack against me you want. It's really funny that Vaush calls me transphobic when Vaush literally like gets so much shit for being transphobic. Like, and it's funny because Vaush has said more intense shit than me when it comes to dealing with online trans people. I tweeted out and I said,
oh no.
Shit than me when it comes to dealing with online trans people. I tweeted out and I said, hey, I block out all trans people on Twitter. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I think the conversation's toxic. That's what I said. I tweeted it. Yeah, fuck it. But
the left community online, particularly the LGBT community, is cancerous as fuck. If you're not an idiot, you will agree with me on this. If you have any fucking experience with online like LGBT or leftist discourse, you know it's cancerous as fuck. You understand this. People are hyper fragile. There's a ton of mental illness. And you can't convert these people. They're not reasonable. They have to be excised from the left. And it's because it's coming from dumb fucks who are gay. This person says they're gay as hell? Because it's coming from the gays. It's woke now. These people are less than human to me. I have no respect for these people. These people...
How is this person gonna call me transphobic?
...are fucking disgusting. You don't need to be a psychologist to see that a large portion of the broader fucking like woke-tard, cancel culture, idpo left is predicated on shared mental illness. This is particularly prominent in the trans community. If you disagree with me on this, you're wrong. I know it sounds yikesy. It happens anyway. Pretty much every time I deal with dipshits from the left that's trans girls, that I notice there's a vastly
Okay, do you have a link to that?
disproportionate amount of dumb fuck lefty takes in my feed coming from trans people.
Yeah, this is really yikes.
Like I don't know. Most of the time when a wildly fucking irrational lefty comes in to make bad faith arguments against me, it's a trans person. That is a fact. If all of these dumb fucks recognize that I despise them and think they're every bit as detrimental to the left as Nazis are, I'm doing good. I want these people to know that they're my enemy. I fucking hate them. I really do. But they're not your enemy. Oh no. Yes, they are. They hurt me and they hurt you. Because every time some dumb fuck trans girl on Twitter who's acting out mental illness, whining, calling people like me transphobic because I disagree with them, they're hurting the left. No, these people are ill. These people are cancer. They're subhuman. I don't care.
Question. You don't have to do that kind of shit. That doesn't help.
Yeah, I'm edgy. I don't give a fuck.
It's not just you know that's not just being edgy.
Damn right. Yeah, it's edgy as shit.
Making a reference to the Jewish question about how like there's like a trans conspiracy or whatever. Like that's not just being edgy. That's like literally calling for the death of trans.
The left community online.
Fuck you. Okay. Sellout. Fuck. This guy. How are you gonna call me transphobic? My tweet was way more harmless than this. Is this really relevant when he probably walks it back now? It's not his position now, but wait, you think Vaush disagrees with what he said now? I don't think so. I think Vaush largely agrees with a lot of what I say. He's just too scared to say it because he's a sellout hack fuck that's trying to constantly appease his audience so he can make more money.
You know, I really hope that this big live stream...
I do hope I'm able to eclipse Hassan. I'm growing rapidly. My problem with Hassan is that he's the biggest leftist streamer, and I want to be that. I'm assuming this is a meme. I'm assuming that he's not actually upset. I'm assuming that this is a meme. I'm like 80% sure this is a meme. Like, I have said some fucking dumb memes like this shit.
The charity, the positivity, all of it. I hope that it encourages some people who are on the fence about me to be more open to working with me.
Just a meme.
Working with me, I mean, you know, speaking amicably. That would be nice, I think.
Jesus Christ.